Hello and welcome to the Let's Talk Football podcast. We're back. Obviously, there has been a little bit of a break, but we are back and we're ready and raring to go for the new season, which is just a few weeks in now. So, in terms of today, I'm going to let Ethan go through what we're going to be talking about in today's podcast.
Hey up! Bloody hell, we're doing it.
Yeah. Mate.
Okay, right. First of all, we're going to be reviewing Stoke signings of the transfer window, which obviously ended last night. Well, yesterday. Then we're going to go on what is the best and worst of the window in general. Then the predictions where Stoke will finish this season. And our final one, not in the Championship, obviously, but it'll be on the predictions of who will win the Premier League. Yeah,
so starting off with the beginning one then of reviewing of Stoke signings this summer. So we're just going to do the signings that came in. We're not going to review like the signings that the players that went out, because actually Stoke have done a lot of business, a lot of ins and outs this window, to be fair. But the ones coming in is what we're going to focus on here. So we'll start off then with, by the way, these are in no particular order, so it doesn't necessarily mean they're the first ones we did. These are just in randomised order. But starting off with Ben Wilmot, who we signed from Watford. So I'll go to you, Ethan. What do you think of that signing after seeing, obviously still early on in the season, but after seeing a few games of him?
I mean, to be honest with you, solid centre-back in my opinion. Maybe a bit wary on the ball, but can clear anything out of danger. And since our back three is probably like one of the youngest in the league, you are wary about the experience, but it's fine when you've got them three. It's centre-back, or centre-backs, so I think Ben Wilmot's a great addition to the Stoke.
Well, a rating out of 10?
I'll give it an 8.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. Obviously, just to make it clear, just in case you're wondering, 10 being brilliant and 0 being absolutely dreadful. Yeah. But yeah, so an 8 out of 10, okay, fair enough. You, Jack?
Well, to be honest, I think it's a good signing, but the thing what I'm not too keen of, then I'll come on to the bits what I like about him and it with a positive note. I didn't like how all the time he cleared it out for corners, try and clear it out for a bit of throw-ins, but he runs up and then he'll sort of panic and just pass it out for a throw-in, and he was a bit shaky against Fulham as well. But the good side is what Ethan said, he can clear any balls away, and no one can get past him, he'll just clear him out, I guess. But I would give him about a 7.5 out of 10, that.
Okay, fair enough. In terms of me, my opinion on Ben Wilmot, I'll be honest with you. Obviously he played something like 27. He made 27 appearances for Watford last season, so clearly has been rated before. However, I didn't really follow him much at Watford. I'm just basing it off what I've seen so far this season at Stoke. At the moment, I think somebody else said this, and to be honest, I completely agreed with them. Another Stoke fan said this. He's like the weakest link of the defence. If you had to pick a weak point of the defence, you would probably look towards Wilmot. Just for me, because he looks so wary on the ball. I don't know if it's like a little bit of like settling in, or there's a little bit of a lack of confidence, but yeah, for me, he just looks a bit wary on the ball, and I'll be honest, when he gets a ball, I just I get a bit nervous, almost as if I'm worried that he's going to give it away or he's going to make a mistake. Obviously, it's still early on. It could be good signing, but just right now, the thing I don't like is he just looks a bit wary on the ball, and the lack of pace in our defence as well, I think, is a bit of a... It's not an issue, but it could cause a couple of problems if we're not careful. Yeah, go on.
I mean, the game against Nottingham Forest, where we won 1-0, I think it was Bradley Johnson. Oh, mate, for pace against Suter and Wilmot, he just went. And it's a good point about the pace being a major issue at the centre-backs. Because that's what can happen. Yeah. Pacey wingers, literally going like a flash. Past them. So
yeah, that's it. Yeah. But for rating, I'm not going to be too harsh because it's early in the season. But I'm not going to just put it up randomly. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. So then moving on to a signing that to be honest, it's kind of hard to give a rating now, thinking away, because we haven't seen too much of him yet. But we move on to the signing of Jack Bonham. So I'll go to you, Ethan, first, of what you think of that signing.
To be honest, for competition-wise, it's good, because all the goalkeepers that Stoke have had are normally really good goalkeepers.
Yeah.
So making this signing will show how good he is when he gets a chance to play, if he does. Because obviously we've got two great goalkeepers fighting for the number one spot right now in Joe Bursick and Adam Davies.
Yeah.
But I'll give it a 5. Just because we haven't seen much of him, obviously.
Yeah.
But good competition for him. For the both keepers. And who knows, he might play in the cup games.
Yeah.
For one of them, like Watford, for example. Might have played in the friendly today.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Against Man United. So, who knows?
Yeah, fair enough. Jack, your opinion on that signing?
Well, I mean, his parents have picked the right name for him. But yeah, he'll have to do some fighting to try and get his spot. But like Ethan said, he'll most likely play in the cup games to prove him. But I haven't really seen much of him, so I can't really give him a rating. But yeah.
Alright, fair enough. Yeah. So, by the way, there, talking about picking the right name, it's because that's my cousin Jack talking. Same name. Yeah, such a great joke. Such a funny guy, as you can tell. Yeah. Anyway, I'd say for me, it'd literally be exactly the same as what Ethan said. Really, it's good in terms of competition because, I mean, obviously Blondie got loaned out, so clearly for whatever reason he was not providing competition, and two keepers competing is good, but a third one is necessary, and by the looks of it, he was a solid keeper for Gillingham when he was with them before he joined us, and like I say, the more competition the better, because it's only going to drive people like Bursick and Davies to try and excel and do even better. And like you say, cup games and stuff like that, he'll probably get featured anyway. But because I haven't really seen much play from him, I'm going to give him a 5. I'm going to give that one a 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
So moving on then to the signing of Mario Vrancic. I'll go to Ethan on what he thinks of that.
Mate, when he came in, I was like, wow. Oh my God, what a player, honestly. What a player. I mean, he's created the most chances from corners this season out of all the English Football League.
Yeah.
All the 92 clubs.
Yeah.
And Norwich fans were very sad to see him go. And I don't blame them, because he is a cracking player. What a player. And a midfielder that we needed.
Yeah.
Because on like free kicks and dead ball situations, we were very poor last season. And Michael O'Neill has brought in someone that can do that job.
Yeah.
And from the stats as well, it's showing what a key asset he is.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, I think I'm going to give it a 9. Really good signing.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Jack, your opinion on the signing of Mario Vrancic?
Okay, yeah, just before I give my opinion, Ethan reminds me of the Fog Dad in this group. Okay, but we'll actually get on to the signing now. What a player he is, though. He's a free hit master as well. He's just a beast. He's good at corners as well. He puts the effort in. And he's just an absolute cracking player, isn't he? I believe we got him on a free. Is that correct, Warren?
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, well, that's a really, really good free. That's probably one of our best signings this summer. I'm going to give him a 9.5 out of 10.
Okay, nice. So for me, Mario Vrancic, I was a bit similar to Ethan in the sense that when he first signed, I couldn't really believe it, to be fair, that he'd come to us. Obviously, he had a good campaign with Norwich. Obviously, helped. He was part of the team that won the league and went back up to the Prem. And then, his time sort of finished there, and we picked him up more or less straight after. And like Ethan says, I've seen a lot of Norwich fans saying that you've got a quality player there, and even they'll miss him and stuff. And from what I've seen so far, I'd say in general play, he's not crazy. Like, he's not running around. He's not like a Joe Allen in terms of work rate, like running around everywhere. He's a bit more casual, but it's the set piece play and the deliveries he has. They are deadly. You're talking shooting ability on free kicks, his crossing ability from corners. It's just brilliant, really, and it's so useful to have on the pitch, because even if he's not going to be taking on players in general play and stuff like that, every set piece you have, you want to give it to him, and he'll deliver a chance, and that's something really special to have, really, in a team. So I think that's a class signing. I give that a 9 out of 10. Yeah. So moving on then to the signing, striker. Obviously got him from Bournemouth for 5.5 million. Sam Surridge. What did you think of that one, Ethan?
I mean, to be honest with you, he had a real hard time at Bournemouth. Had a few good stages, but I don't think he had enough chances at Bournemouth, and that's why he's come to Stoke. For 5.5 million to get a striker like him is really good.
Yeah.
For that price as well. He's quick. He can definitely turn it on.
Yeah.
And he's already scored 2 goals this season, one in the league and one in the cup. So overall, it's another class signing, because we needed good places for strikers. Because last season we had Sam Vokes, Lee Gregory. It's a big step up.
We all knew they were cracking players.
Yeah, alright, yeah. But no, it's a really good signing. I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
Alright, Jack, your opinion on the signing of Sam Surridge?
Well, we all seen him against Reading as well, didn't we? He came on as a substitute, and he was the hero. And it made it 3-2 to Stoke. My opinion, he's young, he's got still loads of potential left, but he's just a cracking player. And I think we got a bargain there. But it's like, if you go in Poundland and you see like a diamond ring, it's an absolute bargain, isn't it? But yeah, I think Michael O'Neill's done the right signing there. But yeah, right. I'll give him an 8 or 9 out of 10.
You've just witnessed a Poundland analogy used there, guys.
What about?
Right.
Because see if you see like a real diamond Poundland there.
Yeah, because you're going to get diamond Poundland. Yeah, all right then. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So I think we understood what Jack's trying to say there, though. Very good value for money. But anyway, Sam Surridge for me. I mean, I liked the bit that was mentioned earlier, which is the step up. I think it was you saying that, Ethan. Yeah, the step up from what we had as an option before. I mean, last season and seasons before, we're put into a position where, you know, whoever it's Fletcher or Tyrese Campbell, whoever we've got up front in previous seasons, you look at the backups and you're having to bring on players like Lee Gregory, Sam Vokes, 2 players, by the way, that, can I just say, have fallen off that much. They have now signed for clubs in the league below us because no championship club wants them, and rightly so, because they haven't done anything for a while now. So I think, like Ethan said, it's a good step up, and I mean, from what I've seen so far, pretty much any decent chance he gets, he finishes, and he looks like a clinical finisher. And like you say, 5.5 million. It's not much going out for it either, and it's going to provide great support for Fletcher, especially when you also have Tyrese Campbell coming back into the mix in a couple of weeks' time. There's going to be some.
That's going to be a deadly attack.
Yeah, there's going to be some real good support and competition going on there. So that's it's good, and I am happy with the signing. Already bagged himself a couple of goals. Obviously, one against Reading, which Jack mentioned, and he's had 2 in the Carabao Cup so far.
Was
it
Doncaster?
Doncaster and Fleetwood, I believe. But yeah, I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10. I think it's a really good signing. Moving on then to a loan signing that we got, a defender from Brighton, Leo Ostigard. Your opinion on that signing there, Ethan?
To be honest with you, this is probably, out of Ben Wilmot and Leo Ostigard, one of the better signings out of them 2 in centre-backs. Because this guy, if you start on him, he'll put you in his place. He'll put you in your place, mate. Honestly, he's tough as he's a brick wall. Honestly, you're not getting past him. And he's Norwegian. That's the chant that's been going around about him.
Yeah.
But he obviously played for Coventry last season on loan. Had a decent play there. Even though, did Coventry get relegated? I don't even know.
No, they stayed up.
I think they just about stayed up anyway.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
But if it wasn't for him, they might have conceded more goals. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's a really good signing, especially from a Premier League club as well in Brighton.
Yeah.
And really good signing. Scared Shawcross.
Yeah, Jack, your opinion on that signing?
Well, to be honest, I think he looks like Randy Orton.
Randy Orton, my arse, get out.
Yeah, okay, people will need down the wing if he played a right back.
I mean, he was doing some Randy Orton stuff, he was, against Nottingham Forest, I tell you that.
But honestly, he's just, what I've seen of him, I've been to a few games and I've sat next, because I was at the front, I can just see how much effort he puts in, because I'm very close to it, to the pitch, and it's just unbelievable the aggression he has, and he's a brick wall, like Ethan said. But it's absolutely incredible. I reckon he'll do really well this season.
Yeah, a rating?
Oh yes, probably one of our best ones, probably 9.5 out of 10 again.
Wow, okay, yeah, fair enough. For me, I think a very good signing. I think I would like to, in a way, thank Brighton on behalf of Stoke City. I've got to be honest, because they've just been so easy to make loan signings with. And I only say that because you could just say, oh, they're just loans. But have you seen how tight some of these clubs are in the Premier League with giving out loans? I mean, Man City, they won't give anybody. I mean, we weren't able to get Liam Delap, and they're not even going to use him really, but they won't let him go. They still want to keep him as an option this season. It's not an easy game, and Brighton, from what we're seeing, have made it fairly easy for Stoke if they know they're not going to be in full use this season. So I do appreciate that with Brighton. But in terms of Ostigard himself, he looks good in the sense that he looks like a no-nonsense defender, well-built, aggressive, cares about the game. I mean, he scored a really scruffy goal against Swansea, but he celebrated like it was a cup winner. You know, so it shows the passion and the desire that he's got, and I like that. The only thing I will say, if I had to give a negative about Ostigard, is I do feel like sometimes he just tries to do a bit too much. Like, instead of keeping it simple, he'll try and ping one over, and he has been caught out a couple of times by giving the ball away in the middle of the park, by trying to thread too many balls over. So the only thing I'd say with him is he's just got to be a bit more careful on his distribution going forward, and maybe sometimes he should just keep it a bit more simple. Because at the end of the day, you don't need to be trying to ping balls over. That's what your midfielders are there for, so let them do that. But other than that, it looks really good signing. I'll give it 8 out of 10. Very solid. A lot better than what we had before that would have been filling in that place, let's be honest. Yeah. So that's the main thing.
Yeah.
So moving on then. Romaine Sawyers, on loan, midfielder from West Brom. Bit of a weird one, because really they're kind of like rivals to us, and they've let us have him on a loan. But what do you think of that one, Ethan?
To be honest with you, Romaine Sawyers, he ain't a bad player. Very good signing, to be honest. I'm surprised we've got him. I mean, he's played in the Premier League too. He's had that Premier League quality, but obviously West Brom have always got relegated when they've come up. Go back down, come up, go back down. But Romaine Sawyers, he's a player that loves to make space for himself and get on the ball and find a pass. And to get him on a loan from West Brom is unbelievable. I don't know what West Brom are doing in terms of loaning him out to Stoke, but we'll take it. I mean, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I mean, good signing.
Yeah. Fair enough. Jack, your opinion on that signing?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I think we're very lucky with that signing, because, like, as you say, rivals, because, like, West Midlands and all that. But, I am really happy with the signing because he's had a bit of Premier League experience. But of course, even though West Brom have got relegated, that's not his fault. But I think that could be a really good signing this season, and I reckon it'll do well.
Yep.
And I'll rate the signing about a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, fair enough. For me, Romaine Sawyers, very, very good signing. I was delighted with that, to be honest, when I heard about that. He's such a good midfielder, and I was banging on about him when he played. Was it for Brentford? I think it's Brentford before he went to West Brom. Always been a very good midfielder at this level, in this division. Just strong, sturdy, good winner of the ball, reliable, can thread decent balls going forward, confident, composed. Yeah, I think he's a very good set midfielder, and I think he'll help stabilise the midfield a lot this season. I think he's going to be very useful. And I think it's really good that we've managed to get him from our West Midlands rivals, like you say. So I'll give that, to be fair, a 9 out of 10. I think that's really good. Moving on then to the next signing that we made. This is right back. He had a trial at Stoke. He did play for Huddersfield. He had a trial at Stoke, and after a successful trial, Stoke made him an additional signing on deadline day, and it's Demeaco Duhaney. So what do you think of that one, Ethan?
Mate, he's following the footsteps of Tommy Smith, he is, like he said.
Yeah.
He's been at the Man City Academy. He's been to Huddersfield, and now he's coming to Stoke. But yet again, good competition for the right-back spot in between them two, because Duhaney, he's settled in properly since he's been here on a trial. And in terms of quality, he's not a bad player, to be honest. I mean, like I said, it's good competition for Tommy Smith in the right-back spot, and who knows, could be replacing him. But to be honest, Tommy Smith this season's been really good, so it'll be hard to get past him.
Yeah.
But in terms of a rating, I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah, fair enough. Your opinion on that signing, Jack?
Well, this one's going to be very short, but I haven't really seen him play. But all I do know is that hopefully if he doesn't make it in the first team, he'll make Tommy Smith play a lot better, because then there'll be competition. So then Tommy Smith will have to play better. Unless, obviously, something like goes wrong and then he'll have to fill in. But it's good. Hopefully it makes Tommy Smith play a lot better, but I didn't really have much info about him. But I'll give that probably about 8.5 out of 10. Warren, it's up to you now.
Yeah, so for me, I would say I'd agree with what Ethan said, really, and kind of what you're saying, Jack. That really, it's just one of those. It's like I've not seen loads of him, but I'd just say, really, generally, it's good competition for Tommy Smith more than anything, and competition is what he needs. So yeah, I'd say from what I've seen, he was he was all right back for Huddersfield when he did play. I've seen him play once or twice, seemed all right. Like you say, creates that competition for Tommy Smith, who started off the season well, and it could take him to another level, that sort of competition. So yeah, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. And then to the final signing of the window. So this player is a striker. He's gone to Brighton, and as soon as he's got to Brighton, Stoke have picked him up on a loan. It was agreed that Stoke would loan him out as soon as he signed for Brighton, and that is exactly what happened. And it's the signing of Abdallah Sima. So a striker. I'm gonna go. Now I'll be completely honest. If you don't know much about him, that's fair enough. Because I don't know much about him. But I'm going to start off with you, Jack, on what you think of that final signing of the transfer window.
I know, it's just perfect, and it's starting off on me. I have no clue who he is, but hopefully he's good.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Fair enough.
I think he is really good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll say, in my opinion, listen, I don't know much about him at all. Just more than anything because I don't really follow the league that he was in. But at the end of the day, for me, it's one of those things, again, the more competition, the better. And it looks like he did well at his previous club. So for me, I'd say, yeah, it creates more competition because ultimately we're still waiting for Campbell to come back. We've only got Fletcher and Surridge, and that's it. So you're adding another one in there can really cause some competition. And what you've got to think about is when Campbell comes back as well, you're going to have Surridge, Fletcher, Campbell, Abdallah Sima all competing with each other. And that could really make them push each other so much where the quality could be oozing up front. And it is very, it's an exciting time, I'd say, in terms of attacking abilities.
Jacob Brown, come on.
The thing is, with the reason actually I didn't say Jacob Brown is because for me, he's a guaranteed starter, isn't he?
Oh, okay.
So because of his work rate, so I put him in his own little place, to be honest.
Could I add my own little bit in as well, just quickly?
Yeah.
Also. About that striker signing, Surridge is young and he's cracking, but that could make him, like I said about Tommy Smith, that could make Surridge work a lot harder, and it could make him like a really good player.
That's it. It's a competition, isn't it?
Hopefully, we can go up this season, and hopefully will stay with us if he's really good.
Yeah. So for you, Ethan, your opinions on that signing?
I think we've got probably one of the best signings right here, and might cause a few upsets in the league. This guy is a really, really, really good player. Really good player.
Yeah.
He's almost like a Thierry Henry like style of play. He's rapid. He's not quick. He's rapid. And it's just a really, really good quality striker. He's played for Senegal in the World Cup.
Yeah.
And bearing in mind, he's only 20, and he's already played for Senegal.
Yeah.
And that's big.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And he banged it. I forgot where he came from. I think he was in the Czech Republican League anyway, but he banged it at his club. Where he came from.
He's from Senegal, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, the same team that Souček and Soufal came from.
Yeah.
I mean, he was linked with Brighton, obviously, they got him. But he was also linked with West Ham as well.
Yeah.
So, there's a few Premier clubs chasing him. But obviously Brighton got him and put him on loan to us. Which, may I say, is probably one of the... is really good from Brighton to loan him out to us. That quickly as well. Yeah. On deadline day. Yeah. And they've just signed him as well. And then he's just coming down Stoke to sign on a loan. Like... Fair play to Brighton. They gave us two cracking players, and we're most likely being in the playoff positions this year.
Well, let's not go into that too much yet.
Yeah.
Well, it could be the next Miami Juice.
Hopefully.
Right. Well, so what was your rating, Ethan, as well?
I'm giving it a 9 out of 10.
Fair enough. Right, so moving on then, we're going to go on to predictions for where Stoke will finish this season. Pretty much it's as simple as it seems. We're just going to go around and see where we all think Stoke are going to finish, and one reason why we think that's where they'll be. So I'm going to start off with Ethan. Where do you think Stoke will finish at the end of the season? Obviously, it's early in, but, just an early prediction for the few weeks into the season, after the window's just finished. Where do you think Stoke will finish at the end of the season, and just a reason why?
I think we're going to finish above where we finished last season.
Yeah.
That's for a start.
Yeah.
Specifically, I'm going to say we're going to finish 6th.
Ooh,
and the reason why is because there's so many good teams in the Championship.
Yeah.
I mean, lost to 3-0, which was our first loss of the season, by the way.
Yeah.
Form of a cracking side. Yeah. Premier League quality all over the pitch.
Yeah, definitely.
Can I just say something as well? Better version of Arsenal.
Probably. At this rate... Any club's better than Arsenal.
Right.
or Vale, and that's mad saying that. So Gazzaniga from Tottenham to Fulham, like, that's a really good signing. Premier League quality.
Yeah.
And go on, because it's Premier League quality everywhere. I mean, you got West Brom, they're a good side. Could just come down from the Premier League, but looking very strong. Sheffield United, they're a bit shit, so...
Yeah.
Sorry. I won't go with too much Sheffield United fans. And you've got teams like Swansea, they're always up there.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
They aren't looking up there at the minute, though, are they?
They will, though.
They will
Swansea.
be, though, let's be real, they will be.
And you always have that surprise team coming up. One surprise team. Barnsley were it last season. So, there'll be another one. And I think we're going to be sixth. Because I think with consistency, we're not always there.
No.
But this season, I think we're going to be even. I think we're going to have just about that much consistency. We're going to be in the top six.
Okay, fair enough. Jack, where do you think Stoke will finish at the end of this season?
Well, like Ethan said, there's loads of quality in the Championship. And it's like one of the, you can never know what's going to happen. You can't predict the Championship. Everyone knows that. But I would say Stoke are gonna finish third place.
Wow, I love this. Can I just, everybody who's a Stoke fan, whether you think it's deluding or not, can we just give a quick round of applause for Jack, because he is given the highest position, or has he? Because we haven't gotten to me yet, but yeah, so you think third, Jack?
Bold.
You think third? Yeah?
Yeah, but we're just going to miss out on automatic promotion.
All right, then.
Nice.
We're soaring in the air, we are, I tell you. We're going up there with the big boys. Right, okay, so for me, I think we will finish fifth. So only one higher than Ethan, but a couple below what Jack's saying. I think I agree with Ethan that there's just so much competition, and I think the first few games we got a bit like carried away. I heard some people saying about let's try and get automatics and this and that. Now for me, I think Fulham really opened our eyes, and it made us realise that this game ain't easy. This division is not easy. It's not as easy as you think. You make some signings and you look good for a few games, but then you'll have a team, for example, in this situation, Fulham, and they will put you in your place if you need to be put there. And Fulham, I think it's a good thing for Stoke, maybe, that we didn't just lose 1-0, we lost 3-0, because I think that really brought the players back, and it made everybody realise, okay, we can't just approach every game comfortably and with a bit of swagger, thinking that we've started well, so we could well have this. We've got to be real about how tough this is. And after seeing that 3-0 with Fulham, I just can't see much higher, because I know Fulham are a good side, but it's the fact that if we'd have lost 1-0, 2-1, okay, yeah, we could be a bit higher. It's the fact that we didn't really put up a fight against Fulham. Fulham comfortably beat us 3-0. And I think because there's a little bit of a gap there, I think fifth seems about the right place for us. We can beat a lot of teams in this division, but the very top few, I think, is very hard for us to access that level. Whereas I think there's some other clubs, like the teams that would finish in fourth and third, that will give Fulham a bit more of a run for their money and will give it a bit more of a closer game. And I think there's just a little gap there with Stoke. But I think we're more than good enough to get fifth place with the squad we've got and with the management that's in place, absolutely. So we'll move on then to predictions on who will win the Premier League.
Oh.
So I tell you what, we're going to start off with Jack. Who is winning the Premier League this season? Be honest and go with what you genuinely think.
Yeah, well, I've already put a bet in about who I think will win the league, and they are winning the league. It is going to be United, Man United. They've made some class signings, obviously CR7. They've signed Jadon Sancho. They've sold Dan James.
Yeah.
They've got Cavani. Rashford's injured, but Ronaldo can always play on that left if he's happy with it. But it all depends, doesn't it? If Ronaldo plays on that left, if someone else plays there, then I don't think they will. But if Ronaldo plays there, if they've still got a good left wing, I think they could easily comfortably win the league. I think it's going to be a good fight between two rivalries, United and City.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Ethan, who is going to be lifting that Premier League trophy at the end of the season?
To be honest, I think this is probably one of the most exciting Premier League title races we've had in a long time.
We can all, let's just all say we can all agree on that right now. This is the best Premier League chase we've seen in a long time. I'll let you carry on, Ethan.
Just because of the players that are in everyone's in teams now. You got CR7 coming back to United. You've got Virgil van Dijk coming back for Liverpool from injury. I mean, Man City look incredible even without a striker. Well, natural born striker. So, in my opinion, I'm going to go boring because I think this will happen. I think Man City will walk away with it, but only by a few points.
Fair enough.
As we all saw,
he's gone save
Arsenal got demolished by Man City.
Yeah.
And Man City weren't even trying.
Yeah.
They weren't even trying. They got demolished. Arsenal did. So I think Man City are gonna go away with it, but if they don't win it, their only reason they haven't won it is because they haven't signed a striker.
Okay, fair enough.
Maybe I've signed Grealish for 100 million.
Yeah, but that's not a striker though. It's a good addition, but it's not a striker.
I mean...
Yeah, alright.
I mean, you could put Sterling up front.
No, you cannot.
No, you can't.
No, you cannot. Anyway, I mean, I think Arsenal fans, you should consider yourselves lucky because Ethan has just involved you in a talk about the title race. Obviously, he just involved you to prove... He just involved you to prove the point that you lost 5-0. Yeah, that is true. But he still involved you, so well done, guys.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry about that. I just have to get my daily dig in there for them. So
even bigger now.
Anyway, so for me, prediction on who will win the league, I will tell you who will win the Premier League. It will be Chelsea Football Club. Success is coming to that part of London because they have got a complete team, really. Tuchel's a very good manager. They've got a very, in terms of the back five system that they sort of like to play, it's a strong back line. They've got a very good keeper in Mendy. We know how strong the midfield is. Jorginho, Kante. You've got Havertz. You've got going forward Mount. And what was the one thing that Chelsea were really missing? And they still won the Champions League, by the way, with this issue. They needed a goal-scoring striker, and they perfectly filled that with Lukaku, who tore up the Serie A. So I think Chelsea have got a set team. I think Man City, genuinely the one thing that's going to do Man City is the fact that they haven't got a striker. What Ethan was on about, I know Ethan's predicted them to win, but he said the one thing that would do them over to not win it is not having that striker, and I think that's why they won't win it. I think you need a striker. If you want to win the league, you need a striker that's going to get you 20, 25 goals a season. Now, I know obviously, last season and stuff, they didn't have that key striker because Aguero didn't really feature much, but the competition wasn't as big then. Liverpool had big injuries and now they've come back. The players that were injured for Liverpool have come back. Chelsea, other clubs have made good investments, and I think it'll be a very, very tight race. But I think Chelsea will just. I think Chelsea will just edge it.
I hope it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's
Warren.
Yeah.
I would just say something about one of the players you mentioned. The goalkeeper, Mendy, he's good, but he's a bit dodgy.
No, he's not. No, he's not at all.
The shit you are, mate.
You talk rubbish.
No, because his distribution.
What?
Distribution my arse, mate.
You are full of it. Rubbish. If you happen...
Did you see him again?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but if you do happen to be a Chelsea fan listening to this, I am so sorry that he has just spoke absolute rubbish about your brilliant goalkeeper that you've got, by the way. I'm so sorry about that. There's one final thing that we've got to finish off with. Since the transfer deadline day was very recent, I'm just going to quickly go around to everybody. Best and worst signing of the transfer window. So, Ethan, no, not Stoke related, just generally. So, just general football. So, going to Ethan. This is Ethan Edwards' official best and worst signing of this summer window.
It's okay, so best signing?
Yes.
It's got to be one man.
Oh.
And
okay.
I think this is why they have stepped up another level.
Yeah.
And I'm going with Lukaku to Chelsea. They needed that striker.
Hey.
Like, they needed a striker.
Jeez. Yeah.
And they've got it. And yes, they've spent 100 million nearly that a player they had, but he's proved himself now. And he's already scored. Again, I know it's Arsenal, but they've already scored.
Yeah.
And that's going to increase his confidence. And I'm going to move on to the worst signing of the window. And do you know who this is?
Who's this? I think I do know.
Sam Vokes to Wickham.
Ah! Yes!
Am I wrong?
He is not wrong, is he?
Am I wrong?
Is he wrong? I don't think so.
So, Wickham, I feel so sorry for you. You're going to torture that man. And you're going to probably go to his house and try to burn him. Burn his house down. So, good luck with that. I know he scored for you, but I'm going to guess it was a header. Because do you know what he is?
Yeah.
A lot of lump.
Yeah,
that's all I've got to say.
The thing is, I can't even disagree with you. No, it's just so true. He's just like a I don't know. He's all slow and heavy. He's just like a bag of potatoes. I don't know.
He is.
Yeah. No offence to you, Vokes, mate, but just sort it out, mate. I don't know.
No offence. I will give offence to you, mate.
Well, you get paid for it, to be fair, so you got to deal with it, really.
Yeah.
Jack, your best and worst signing of the window?
Well, it's hard to say just the best signing, because if I had to pick one, it'd probably be Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gone
to
boring.
United, but some of them, like Messi to PSG, Lukaku to Chelsea.
But
then I had another one. I forgot now.
But if you had to pick one, you're going Ronaldo.
Don't say Jack Grealish.
Nope.
But if you had to pick one though, Jack, you're going Ronaldo.
Yeah, and then the worst signing is what Ethan's just said, but the runner-up is Ben White to Arsenal. 100 million. Wait, how much did they keep going? 100 million.
Bloody hell, 100 mil.
Oh,
bloody hell. 100 mil. Bloody hell. I wouldn't pay bloody 100 mil. I'd rather pay 100 mil for a bag of potatoes like Warren said earlier. Than Ben White. Bloody hell. Get some homemade chips on. Lovely jubbly.
We all love a good homemade chip.
So,
Oh, yes.
so you're going with Ben White then, yeah?
No, I'm going to go Sam Vokes just because it's a meme and it's Sam Vokes.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna. So the best
I'll give
what?
Ben White, then I'm copying Ethan.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Best signing for me. I think it's got to be because of it's a dream come true for United fans, and it's a great journey.
Yeah.
And he's circled back from where he really started his career, really, where he really flourished. And he's gone back to United, so I'm going to say Ronaldo to United for obvious reasons. Just that, I mean, obviously, like Jack clearly stated, it has been crazy with Messi ended up going to PSG. But the difference with this is it's a big player, like Messi is, but it's returning, as many people feel, it's a big name returning home. And one of the reasons I have to say I think it's the best signing is because we're bringing in one of the greatest back into the Premier League, and I think that just creates great entertainment, not just for United fans, but even for the neutral watching. So I'll say Ronaldo's the best signing.
Yeah.
Worst signing of the window. There's a couple of shouts. I'm going to go with... I'll put my neck on the line. I think I'll go with... It's Aaron Ramsdale for 25 million. 25 to 30 million. I'd say it's the worst for me. He's an alright keeper, but I'm sorry. You have just let a championship club rinse you there. There's no way you should be paying 25 million for any championship player. And Sheffield United have absolutely mugged off Arsenal. They've managed to rinse you of £25 million for a keeper, by the way, that every club he's been with have got relegated, by the way. 25 million for a keeper who you're looking at replacing Leno. You want to potentially have your number one as a keeper who's got relegated to the Championship with every club he's been with. 25 million from Sheffield United. For me, it's just ridiculous. A runner-up, the runners-up for me would be Ben White, considering Man United got Varane at a slightly cheaper price and he's a much better defending than you see Arsenal getting 50 mil on Ben White, who couldn't even feature for the England squad, and he only really got a shout because of Trent getting injured. So yeah, I'd say runner-up would be Ben White. In terms of linking it back to Stoke, Sam Vokes to Wickham. I don't know what Wickham are doing there, to be fair, gotta be honest. But yeah, I'd say best signing Ronaldo, worst one Aaron Ramsdale for 25 to 30 million. But that is everything for today's podcast. So we hope you enjoyed it. We certainly enjoyed making it. Obviously, we are back. We're going to be going through this new season. A few weeks into it, some exciting things have happened. It's going to be very exciting. I've certainly enjoyed it. We've all enjoyed making it. So yeah, this was sort of just like a prediction / review of the transfer window video, I suppose you could put it down as. But is there anything you two would like to say before we go?
Warren, are the comments turned on these videos?
Yeah.
Oh yes, and also guys, I think we'd all be really intrigued to see what you think.
Yeah,
who will win the league and your best signings and worst signings as well in the comments.
Yeah, Ethan, anything?
I'm just going to keep it short. It's good to be back.
Yeah. Well, one last thing I will say is, if you did enjoy, please like and subscribe and put notifications on so that hopefully you don't miss an upload. But yeah, it's been great. It's great to be back. More uploads coming soon, and we really hope you enjoyed this one. Bye, guys.
In a bit.
In a bit.